In the Buddhist structure of metta, or loving kindness, we explore the four divine abidings. These are the Brahma Viharas, or the dwellings of the gods. And they consist of course, metta, which is the first stage, the first development, loving kindness, it's loving kindness, and then karuna, compassion, mudita, sympathetic joy, and upekkha, equanimity. Compassion is one of the most misunderstood emotions. People often praise it, but fear the emotional price, as if they have to pay to be a compassionate person. And this is because they're getting confused with, they're confusing compassion with grief. Compassion is different, though. It's simply a subset of loving kindness. It is loving kindness directed towards those who are suffering. It's not sympathetic grief. We don't call it that, then it's not that. So you're not meant to suffer along with the person. You're meant to radiate warmth and kindness toward them. So this emotion is universal. It's not just for your family. It's not conditioned. All of these traits, these superior emotions, are not supposed to be conditioned. Loving kindness, compassion. It's not just for your friends, or it's not just for good people either. So if you become an expert, skillful at this practice, at the highest levels, you can develop a sincere compassion and loving kindness for your enemies and for very bad people. Because there's the comprehension of the Buddha nature in everything, right? Ultimately, everything has Buddha nature. So that's why there's love. We can experience love for all beings. And because bad people and evil beings are intrinsically good, they have the Buddha nature somewhere in them. It's a spark. It's very underdeveloped or undeveloped, and to some, it's really like a single atom. For very low creatures that are not even physical in the subterranean dimensions, it's just an atom, a tiny spark. It's much smaller than what we have. But still, these beings need compassion because it's the only way they can get out of their evil. And what wrongdoing really is, what benevolence, or rather malevolence, really is, and maliciousness and maleficentness, is delusion. It's a lack of comprehension, and it's a lack of love. It's a lack of that development of conscious nature. So that delusion is just, it's only leading them to more and more suffering. All bad creatures, maleficent beings suffer. So that's why they need compassion, but they have the potential to get better. You must realize that enemies are simply, at least on this planet, our enemies are mostly humans trapped in this maze of confusion, this samsara. And as well, I mean, not just the suffering that they'll have to face later down the road, either in this life or in nearby lives, or further down in their evolution, or their entropy, their involution. Their own present anger and hatred are forms of suffering. And if they knew better, if they comprehended, they would not be there and doing these things. So this wisdom helps you remain equanimous and kind. We have compassion for those who are suffering from mental anguish and those suffering naturally because they have a body. Having a body makes suffering inevitable. Their bodies age, they fall ill, and eventually die. And it's a difficult process to go through, being born and dying, growing and then aging. And basically the body's decaying when you age. So we know this because we have all experienced it, and we will experience it again and again. The most important point is this: there is no element of grief in real developed compassion. So loving kindness is a very beautiful, positive feeling. It is a soft and expansive warmth that pervades your entire emotional structure. And we should realize that suffering is not a disaster. It's just a fact of existence. You can use this reality to help others whenever it's possible. If you can't help physically, you can still raise a sense of pure kindness. You can still radiate that for them and keep that warm heart unadulterated by sorrow and resentment. And you can think of it like you're a medical professional. The doctor has to stay healthy and stable and sane to help the sick. You must remain emotionally well to project positivity toward those in pain. And while you can start by practicing this with with people who it's easier to practice with, like your pets, your friends, the people you like, coworkers, your family, we have to, expand this. It is intrinsically an unconditioned trait. It should be. So we can work toward radiating this out and emanating it constantly and without conditions to everyone in our proximity, without discrimination.